I had noticed that I had some difficulty uploading this probation and parole in the United States in 2016. Yeah, to my drive. But considering I'm going to a cell hearing, yes, without any relevant rules of evidence, yes, and I'm going to be restored. We know it's successful. These restoration laws, they always work. So I'm going to be tried and probably found guilty, yes, of violating the protection order, of being in Brendan, Washington on June 16th, and of cyber stalking. Yeah. And, well, they'll probably give me 10 days and maybe $1,000 fine plus all the fees and fines and public defender costs that I'm going to have to pay. Even though I have no assets, no money, I'm indigent. Yes. And then I'm going to be on probation for a year or so and under some sort of supervised probation. Yeah. I did email the probation officers in the actual Washington State Court directory. Yes. And just looking at the year in 2016, an estimated 4,537,100 adults were under community supervision, probation, or parole. Yeah, yeah. Could you get me every probation officer and every parole officer of every state of the United States? Now, they're actually liable, as much as they dislike the thought of this, but they're liable for fraud. Yeah. They're liable for child abduction, child exploitation, child neglect, false police reports, fraudulent evidence, yes, conspiracy, hate crimes, and civil rights violations. Coach. Now, let's say I went to suing every probation officer that thought that, well, 4,537,100 adults are under community supervision by either a probation officer or a parole officer. Yeah. I sue them all for any knowledge of this. Yes, because they are liable as employees of the state, and all those individuals that are under community supervision no longer have a probation officer or parole officer. Yeah. Now, when you really go through this 4,537,100 adults, yes, could you give me the approximate caseload of each and every probation officer and parole officer that has watched any videos or read any emails or been on my drives? Yeah, yeah. Because I will sue every one of them, and I will have them jailed or imprisoned for any knowledge of police or sheriff's departments covering up their hate crimes. Yes, because they just could not admit the liability. Yes, that they had issued fraudulent protection orders. They had issued a fraudulent dissolution of marriage. They had arrested me multiple times without any real reason other than to cover up their individual crimes. Now, for two little counties, Clallam and Jefferson County, it's possible that it could involve another 100,000. I mean, how many? 4,537,000. You know, why don't you get me all of those involved in community supervision and all the ankle bracelets? Yes, all the blow and goes. Poop, 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 poop. Now, I would think, okay, if you had to check in every month, yes. Well, let's look at it. Approximately 4,600,000 individuals. Yeah. The necessary workforce to monitor that parole and probation is divided by 100, which equals 46,000. There's got to be more than 100 of those probation and parole officers. Yes. 1,000 of them. That would be 4,600 cases. Now, 10,000 of them would be 460. There's probably 40 to 50,000 individuals that are employed in each city, county, state, and tribal government where they have law enforcement authority to have arrested any individual that they have knowledge that has committed any crime at all. Pooch. Now, you can't be in community supervision without a badge. Yes, they might not give you a gun, but they probably do have. Well, let's say you found out somebody that was on probation, truth, after restoration. Yes, after being found guilty. that they had went off and violated the conditions of their probation. Right. They had smoked marijuana back in the slammer. They'd went to an establishment that serves alcohol and gotten inebriated, violating the conditions of their probation. You, as the probation officer or parole officer, yes, you can arrest individuals for crimes other than just the violating of probation or parole. Now, I know you're sitting there, okay, approximately 50,000 employees, and they say, well, we did hear about the videos and not admitting or denying. Where's the liability in that? We told you about no guarantees. Just give me the IP addresses of all their personal electronics. Yeah. I'd like to know, have they been on the YouTube channels? Have they been on my drives? Have they been on the Facebook page? Now, 50,000 additional lawsuits because I'd like to have that many of them? Yeah, yeah. For every police department and all those that have graduated from the FBI's Academy of White Collar Crime, yeah. I'm thinking we're going to have a real shortage of those that are employees of community supervision everywhere in the United States. And as much as you thought there was no liability for the enforcement of the law, probation officers and parole officers that allow for any, well, I'm suing them.